Danny Goode.
And you were connected to Columbus how?
I went to OSU and got a BFA in dance, which was really useful. I had fun though. That was nice.
And you left Columbus. Why?
I left Columbus because I had a little too much to drink in a bar one night and promised a friend from high school that I would move to Chicago with her when we graduated. So I went to Chicago. When I graduated, I, for a hot second, really wanted to try and dance for Trisha Brown because I had done set and reset project with some professors at OSU, and I really liked her movement. It felt natural to me. I don't know if I was necessarily good at it, but it felt good, like, on my body. What? And then I moved to Chicago and I just kind of stopped dancing, but I started doing production work for dance. So I still stayed connected, kind of, through stage work. I came to New York pretty much just because I needed a change. I had moved back to Texas for a little bit, and I had a lot of friends here, and I was just kind of ready to get out of Texas. Not out of Texas, just I was at school for something else, didn't really like it so much, so I was just like, alright, I'm gonna change everything, and I moved here without a care in the world. I've danced for Amy Campbell, who also went to Ohio State. I've done some stuff with the remnants of Backspace. Because I kind of got here after they had done their thing and they were kind of breaking up a little bit, but we still did some shows in bars and stuff like that every now and then. Performance-wise or just in life?
Both.
Performance-wise, Amy kind of does like a pickup kind of company, so every few months we'll start working on something new. And then I am working at a bar on the weekends during brunch, which, really living the life there, dreams and whatnot. And then during the week, I work for an organization that works with homeless LGBT youth and trying to get them up on their feet and acclimated in the city. You know, it has its moments. New York has its moments. Sometimes it gets a little too much, but I find that if you just leave the city for a little bit, even if it's just for like 2 hours, it makes all the difference in the world. I think it's a really beautiful city. I'm really glad I lived here. I feel like everyone should live here at some point. I think you learn a lot about who you are interacting in this kind of environment. And it's nice to have all the things that the city has to offer at your fingertips. You can go and see a lot of amazing art, or, there's a lot of great restaurants, and, where like Central Park, like, that's pretty fucking amazing. To just, you hear about this city growing up a lot, and to finally find yourself in it and readily able to access it, I think is kind of neat. I think the interesting thing about the Columbus scene is that when I was there, it was not huge, but it was filled with a lot of really passionate people. And I think you find that in smaller communities when it's not so commonplace of an activity to go to like a play or a dance concert. So the people that are doing it are really doing it from a place that like is kind of rooted at their soul, like they have to do it. And I think a lot of interesting work comes out of that.
Is there something that could have happened in Columbus, either life in general or in your duration in academia, that you wish would have happened or would have better prepared you for New York in general?
Like, if someone gave me like a guidebook? Like what? I don't think there's
of...
anything that can prepare you. You know, until you're here and you're actively in it and trying to figure it out. Like, you can talk to someone about it all fucking day, and it's not the same as, like, you know, the struggle is real. Like, it's not easy to live here sometimes. You know, I I used to have to like forcibly go on like this Cliff Bar diet because I had no money, and so I would have like a Cliff Bar for lunch and breakfast, and then like scrape together a sandwich for dinner. Like, I mean, maybe that wasn't the smartest choice financially now that I think about it, because Cliff Bars aren't necessarily cheap, but you know, it's $2 for a meal, sign me up. But yeah, I mean, I do think that some of our professors did try to give us an idea of what it would be like, or at least talk about their own personal experience in moving here. Because I feel like what's interesting is a lot of the professors at Ohio State at the time, I don't know who's still there and who's not, are like from that area. Back, I think it would have been smart to double major, maybe, in something like practical, but at the same time, I don't think I'm someone who necessarily would ever want a practical job. Like, I find the idea of stability really alluring, but in order to get, like, I feel like the process of having, like, genuine stability would become very tedious and boring. Is that how?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any final thoughts?
Yes. No, I'm good.
You sure?
I mean, did you get everything that you kind of need?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good then. You're good.
Cool.
I don't know, I might actually be pulling that out of my ass now that I think about it. Like, that could be a complete lie or something that I just made to be true in my heart. I do that a lot. Embrace ignorance sometimes without question, which is, you know, not a great thing, but what was the question?